What's up guys, Morten here from Deeper Pixels Media. Today I want to show you guys how you can edit some good looking portraits fast. This is my own workflow which I use on my own clients all the time. I use presets 90% of the time for all of my work, whether it's product photography, portraits or whatever. Presets is the way to go for me because you don't want to, let's say you're a wedding photographer, you get home with like 1,000 pictures or more after a whole day of shooting. First off, you have to sort all the photos. There will be many doubles or triples, but when you're done sorting all your photos, you're left with something like, let's say, 400 finished photos. You don't want to use 5 to 10 minutes on each edit, okay? It will just make you go nuts. It will take an entire week to edit the photos, and it's not good for your wallet, it's not good for your clients, because they of course want their photos yesterday. So you want a fast workflow to get through photos, at least of people, fast, but just really just about any photo, okay? The clients want their photos fast. With presets you can deliver your photos fast, okay? So I will be using my own presets. If you're interested, they're linked down below in the video description. Go have a look at them. But first let me show you how they work. So in my Lightroom here, I have a selection of photos, portraits. Some of them are my own and some of them are photos I downloaded for free online for educational purposes. So you will see that these presets work with other photographs as well. Okay, so let me grab the first one here. A photo of a girl. I think she's standing in a mall or something like that. First off, I like to crop my image like this. And I kind of like to have this line here right above the eyebrows on a headshot like this. I think it gives a nice look to the photo. So let me go into my portrait master presets here and just hover over these so you can see them. It's kind of like I do. I think the Ansel looks good. Ansel, as in Ansel Adams, who is a master of black and white photography, landscape mainly, but this is not his preset, this is my preset. I just called it Ansel because Ansel Adams is the king of black and white. Let me get some profile corrections on here, and that is the finished photo. Maybe pull the blacks down a little bit. Here we go. Let's grab another one. A guy jumping in the desert. This is also just a photo I downloaded for free. It's a raw file, so just keep that in mind. Raw files will give you more flexibility in terms of editing. Always shoot raw. So crop it. We get into the presets here. Crunch, creamy warmth, fade out, people. I think I want to go with the fade out preset on this one. Let me just turn down the exposure a little bit to get back some of the sky back here. Maybe warm it up a little bit. So you could of course go overkill here. I see this all the time. People do like this, right? Highlights all the way down and shadows all the way up. It's a look, not a good one, I think. So just go easy on these sliders, okay? Because as you can see here, he has all black colors or all black clothes on, and there's nothing to look at in here, okay? So no need to crank up those shadows all the way. There's just nothing to look at in there. This looks good to my eye. Let's get some profile corrections on here. You can even see which lens this photo was shot on, and the stats up here. Looks decent to me, everything. Okay, let's grab another one. This is also a guy standing in a desert. I think we have had enough desert with the photo there. Let's take this one of my sister. A quick tip on if you're not if you don't have so many portraits, you can of course find some raw files in the internet you can use for free for your own portfolio, but you could also ask some family members or some friends if they would like to model for you. And that way you can build up a portfolio pretty fast to send out to potential clients, either via cold emails or if you want to make some ads via Google or Facebook Pixel. That's an easy way to build up a portfolio pretty fast, which is what I did with my sister and my brother as well, which we'll see in just a second. Crop it. Again, crop the photo down to just around this point here. Again, I like to keep the line on the eyebrows there. Maybe go into the transform tool here because the lines are a bit crooked. So I almost only use the level here or the auto. I don't use the other ones. Let's press on auto and see what that did. A little bit, still a bit crooked. So you can press the constraint crop button down here and just rotate it a little bit yourself. There we go. And my sister, as you can see, already has nice skin, so I won't be doing any cleanup on that. Maybe just a little bit down here. Now that I'm zoomed in. This is from a ring she once had. Let's get rid of that. And this is also something you have to be a little bit careful with. Some people have, you know, kind of little beauty marks like this one here. I won't remove those because they are a natural part of the person. So don't remove any birthmarks unless your client tells you to do it. Of course, pimples or red dots and stuff like that, blemishes, remove those. But birthmarks and beauty dots, as we call them in Denmark, leave those in unless your client tells you to remove them. Let's see what works here. Dreamy warmth, fade out. I think I want to use dreamy warmth on this one. This of course warmed up the photo a little bit too much, but you can easily correct that by turning down the color temperature here. That is looking pretty good to me. Have a look at the exposure. There we go. And here you can see it as well. I do not like to over crank the highlights or the shadows. It's just not a good look, if you ask me. Enable the profile corrections. Here you can see it was shot on the cheapest lens of all, the Canon EF 50mm f1.8. It's just such a dope lens for portrait photography or product. So that's the photo done. Now let's grab one of my brother down here. It is of course easier for you to take a good looking portrait of someone who already trusts you, which is also why it's a good idea to ask friends or family members to take their portraits if you want to build up your portfolio, because they trust you. 9 out of 10 people you meet or will meet do not like getting their photos taken, okay? That's just a fact. So you want to build up the trust, and I kind of like to joke around a little bit and just loosen up the tension there might be, and just have a feel how my client or the person reacts to me goofing around. Sometimes you might have to dial that down a little bit, but always test it and do your best to loosen up that tension, okay? And the thing I did with my brother here is I told him to make his knees go inwards and his feet go outwards, without moving his upper body, and that is a very hard thing to do. So he naturally started laughing, and then you have like 2 seconds from they start laughing to when they stop laughing, where the face kind of relaxes, and that is where you want to get your shots. Okay, so get that get those continuous shots ready and just hold down that shutter button. Okay, you can always sort out the ones afterwards. Okay, long story short, let's get some presets on this one. The Crunch People version 1. Version 2 looks kind of nice. And I forgot to crop my photo at first. So now I'm in the tunnel, right? The editing tunnel vision, and things just kind of happen. So get the exposure up just a tiny bit. I think I want to warm up this photo. That was too much. Right around here. Get some purple back into that. Nope, I don't want that. And that is the finished photo right there. And here you can see it again. I could crank up the shadows here. Not only will it introduce a lot of noise to the photo, but also it just looks horrible. Why do you want to show what's down here? There's only wrinkles here. Okay, so get those shadows down. There is nothing in there to look at. That's the finished photo. Let's grab another one. Let's grab this one down here, which is a photo I took a few weeks back at a family shooting of their kid. He's looking away here so you can see who it is. So crop that down. Let's get a preset on here. I already think I want to go with the dreamy warmth on this one. Yes. Warm it up just a tiny bit. Get the exposure to right around here. And here you can see I'm one of those people who don't like the greens all that much, especially for weddings and stuff like that. You will have green photos everywhere. I don't like that all that much. So I think a way to work around that is to go into the HSL tab here and take this color picker for the hue channel and go in here in the greens and then just take out some of that green. Don't go overboard like this. This just looks super unnatural. But just a tiny bit here, and then you can go into the saturation and kind of push those either up. If you take them all the way down, it will give you like this boho look, right? I want it to just right around here. I just want it to glow a little bit to kind of balance out the entire image, and that is a finished edit right there. Make sure the profile corrections are on. So what was that in reality? If I didn't talk 10-15 seconds, let me just grab another one here and don't talk so you can see how fast this workflow really is. The silence. That's that. I think this is a JPEG actually. This is also a photo I downloaded. You can see it here. The photo kind of just fell apart here, and that's the thing with JPEGs. It still worked, but remember to always shoot raw. Let's grab this one, because sometimes you do have to do a little bit of touch up, and I will show you that on this photo. Come on, Lightroom, thank you. So before I do anything, because if you put on a preset and do the profile correction and all this stuff, it kind of slows down your computer a little bit if you don't have a really super fast one. So I like to do my touch up, if there is any, at first, and then kind of just work from there. Okay, so Here you can see it. So go into the spot removal tool here. See, it has a little pimple here. Let's just get rid of that. And that is maybe one here as well. Otherwise, just perfect skin. Okay. So that's touch up done. Let's crop this photo just a little bit. See if we can transform this a little bit, level it out. There we go. And let's see what kind of preset we can put on this one. And it looks really, really good. Fade out looks good. People version 1 looks really good. I like what it does to her eyes here. It kind of pulls out the blue in her eyes. Get this up. Play with the color temperature a little bit. Right out here, and that is the finished edit. Of course, she has a few dust particles here on her t-shirt, which you could go in and remove. I won't do that now because this is good as it is. Right, so you get the picture at this point. This is a really fast method of editing your photos. Let me just grab another one here just for the fun of it. Again, here you can see she has a couple of small dots here, which I'll just remove. And I actually think this would be a better job or a better fix in Photoshop. Sometimes you get that. This will work. This will work just for the sake of the presets, at least. So get into the transform here. I have already done that. I can see. Just to straighten out let me turn that off. You can see here it's just a little bit crooked, and nobody likes a crooked photo. Okay, if you have a crooked horizon, please straighten out the horizons. Nobody likes to look at a crooked horizon. It's the worst thing. It is actually the worst thing. Crooked horizons. Okay, let me go into my presets here. The creamy warmth looks good. Fade out looks good. People version 1 or 2. What about the crunch? Yeah, crunch looks really good. Let me just get back into this because there was a spot here, one there. Let's remove those. Zoom back out. That looks a lot better. Turn up the exposure. Let's have a look. Temperature slider here. This looks good. There's this weird black dot here. Let me remove that one as well. There's another one up here. Here we go. That is the finished photo. One last thing you can do is if you kind of want to smooth out the skin a little bit, is you can go in here. This of course takes away from the fast workflow, and this is only a thing I will be doing on one-on-one portraits. I don't do this with wedding photos, okay? Only of the bride or the groom, of course, if I have some portraits of them. But on the group photos, I won't do stuff like this unless they have a real big red dot in the middle of the forehead. So let me get into my brushes here and take the soften skin light. Press O so I can see what I'm doing here. And then just soften out this. And one thing I find here is you don't want to do it on the mouth or the eyes, because it kind of takes away the sharpness. Don't do the eyebrows either. There you go. Zoom back out. Turn this on and off so you can see what it did. It's just a minor adjustment, but it makes a lot of difference, okay? And that is the photo done. Okay, so that was it for this editing video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please leave this video with a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. It's a fairly new one. I have been doing photography for like 3 years, so I am not unexperienced, but I figured this was the perfect time to teach some of the stuff I know, because I see a lot of other photographers on YouTube who are really overcomplicating things. Okay, you can really dive into it if you want to, but most people don't see the world with the same eyes as a photographer does, and I know that sounds really corny, but they don't. So if you have a good camera and you know how to use it, and you snap a nice photo and you put on a nice preset, you will 9 out of 10 times you will blow the minds of almost anybody. Okay, because they have never seen photos like that taken of themselves. So be confident and just snap a good photo and touch it up just a little bit. This is client work, and it is not a shoot for Rolling Stone or something like that, where you really need to get in and clean everything up. These are photos of normal people, and there is a huge business in that range. Okay, so don't aim for the sky just yet. Start out small, and this will really help you out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.